From February 2018 to January 2019, 2,000 Washingtonians test drove a pay-per-mile system as a potential replacement for the gas tax. In fall 2018, we checked in with some of our test drivers halfway through the pilot project.
When I heard about this study, I said, well, let's try it. Would this be a less painful way of generating income?
When I first heard about it, I thought it would be really important to capture experiences like mine, where a lot of my driving is actually outside of the state of Washington.
I felt there's a huge inequity with the gas tax system, and it seems to only be getting worse. They find a shortfall with the funds, they simply raise the taxes on the gas, and it seems to be punishing people more and more who don't drive the newer Priuses, basically.
Maintenance of the roads and bridges we use every day is funded through a per-gallon gas tax. As cars become more fuel efficient, gas tax revenue is expected to decrease. Pilot project test drivers reported their miles using both low-tech and high-tech options.
I chose the drive sync method to report my mileage, the full GPS. I chose that because it's the highest level of accuracy.
I am using the app on my phone to report my miles. I chose that because it's GPS based. Unfortunately, I've had some trouble with the app in the last couple of months, and every time I've tried to check my out-of-state miles, it tells me it can't do it. So that's been a little frustrating.
Thing that I found challenging was actually getting set up on the computer. After that, it's been really easy.
One of the things that I think is of benefit to me is that in looking at the invoice itself that says this is what you owe, it talks about the differential amount between what would be charged for the current gas tax versus the road usage charge. So it tells me that it's not necessarily something on top of the gas tax, but it would be in place of the gas tax itself.
I get an email or a text, saying that it's time for a mileage update. So I just go out to my vehicle and I just take a picture of my mileage and hit send, and it's done.
Information from pilot participants will help the legislature decide if a pay-per-mile system could provide sustainable, long-term funding for our roads and bridges.
The concept of road usage charges will be one of the most controversial issues to come up with regard to funding our roadways. As it is, people feel that they already pay too much for things.
When I heard about this a couple of years ago, I was going, oh my gosh, not another tax. Getting involved in this study lessened my fear and apprehension, and I've driven over 1,000 miles on this study.
Reporting my mileage through a GPS, it really doesn't bother me. My insurance company is tracking my driving habits, and I think if this is going to be a method where everybody's paying their fair share, I think sacrificing a little bit of privacy on your driving habits is worth it.
I think it's the start of a good project. It needs to be focused on fixing our roads, and doing what needs to be done for Washington State.
If it was put before me the option between keeping the gas tax or going to the road usage charge, I would definitely come down on the side of the road usage charge for something that can be a lot more fair for everybody and provide better funding for the transportation.
My opinion going into it is I did not like the road usage charge because it would encourage less fuel-efficient vehicles to be used.
Probably the most important thing for the legislators to keep in mind while they're evaluating the pilot is making sure that if they do want to implement this, that it's well thought out, that it's communicated very thoroughly before it's implemented.
With test driving complete, feedback from participants like these is essential to informing the next steps for this potential policy. Interested in learning more? Visit our website.